Alright, so today we're going to do a review of a Wintercake by Lynne Rae Perkins. The Wintercake, which obviously is much larger here on a pretty plate, looks like a form of fruitcake. It's got dried fruits and pretty frosting. And we have three main animals in it, dressed up. So I really like this story. My first thing I love is that it is got some really great art. It's published by Greenwillow Books, an imprint of the Harper publishers. And the first thing is that this is not just a picture, it's part of the story. And I really like that about that, is that a lot of times the inside cover page is not, it's just a copied image, which is fine, but this one is actually important. We have a little bit too as well. So when you go to reread it, you see these little bits, these matter. And we have a pretty little bird. So I'm just showing you some of the whimsical art, how there's kind of motion they have, and each of the images on the pages are different. It's got a fair amount of text, so this is not a book for very, very small children. You want to have children who actually have an attention span somewhat here to listen and pay attention to details. It's got a good lesson here for learning, so I'd say probably kindergarten. Nope. Maybe a little younger depending on your kiddo. And I said the details are just lovely. Oh, and like this part is just hilarious to me. And there's so many animals and they look so gorgeous. You can see such an expression on this bird, right? So we've got very realistic squirrel and rabbits and a very teeny owl. And it's got some nice puns. And our one dressed animal is the staff, which makes sense because if you're operating a restaurant, you probably should have clothing to help minimize the shedding. But that's not terribly important for the story. I just love that kind of detail. It's really great. There's a lot of characterization. Now, this is obviously not a realistic book, but it's adorable. It's got great humor, it's got great emotion, it's got a lot of stuff to follow. You've got some bigger words, so you might have to explain what those are. So, in the murky twilight, Thomas and Lucy did not see the precipice. What's a precipice? Oh, it's the edge of a little cliff. Bonk. Of course, Lucy being a bird did better. We'll even see the trajectory of the plate and the cake. So, rest in peace, poor plate. But yeah, so we've got just a lot of color and love. I feel like with art like this, you can really tell it's full of love. And the meaning of the story is really great. And I said it's got a very simple sort of thing to follow. I think this would not be a bad story to have to reread to your littles. And as I said, I think it's got a lot of lovely little details that you can see all the love put into it. And a lovely winter cake. I would say the only thing that might make it a little bit better, and as far as like the only thing I think it's missing, is that we discuss a recipe for winter cake, but we don't get one. I think a recipe for winter cake should be included. That's the only thing that I think is missing. But that's really giving you an A plus versus an A kind of situation, bonus points. But no, this is fantastic, and it's agnostic. So if you're looking for a non-religious, secular kind of story, this is great. It doesn't say anything contrary to religion, because I mean it's got animals, but he said if you want something that's for the holidays, that is not necessarily religious. This is definitely not. It's very much about the spirit of friendship and kindness and loving each other and clearing up misunderstandings and not judging people, which I mean arguably is a lot of the religious thought here, but doesn't it's not that sort of thing. It's just about the feelings. I like it. I recommend it. And thank you so much for listening to Monster Mama 1, 2, 3, 4 and more. You have a wonderful day.